wave with all 5 fingers.
No, it's at the end.
Okay, guys, we're
Okay,
allegedly online.
well, good morning, welcome to the Commissioners meeting on December 19th, 2024. I'm Sam Carlson. I'm Vice Chairman. Mr. Snellman is gone this morning. So I'll start with Joe. We'll go around the room and everybody would introduce themselves.
Joe Dellwo, Commissioner.
Lane Yeager.
Brian Colesworthy, County Planner.
Paula, Jaconetty, Clerk and Recorder.
Melody Martinson, Choteau Acantha.
Lisa Sinden, Clerk of Court.
Ben Rhodes, Fire Warden.
Garrett Yeager.
Matthew Cornelius, Superintendent, Choteau Schools.
Okay. With that, we'll start this meeting. First thing we have is some minutes from November 21st.
I would move to approve the minutes as written.
And I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, those are approved. Then we have one road encroachment for Pat Broston from the Fairfield bench. And this is to put a pipe under the county right-of-way, or county road on First Lane northeast between Third and Fourth roads, to put a irrigation pivot in. And he's done these before, and so he knows what he's doing. He does a good job. And it's been signed by the road supervisor.
I would move to approve the road encroachment.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's approved. I have a hazard mitigation plan resolution. You want to read this?
No,
Okay.
we'll give Mel a copy. What it is, Mel, there's a requirement to receive grants. They have to have multi-county hazard
Yes.
mitigation plans. And
Yes.
if we refuse to do it, we will no longer be eligible for grants. So,
City of Choteau approved the very same document at its last, like a 277-page plan. But
yeah.
Right.
Yep. So with that, I would move to approve resolution 2024-23.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. That brings us to our oath of office. And we have Honorable Peter Rasmussen with us this morning.
You guys missed out on the robe. I was gonna do the robe upstairs.
I know, but now you get to be on film. Get in here.
Candid camera.
Don't they have to be on film though? Make them get on
They
film.
do. Come on
they
in.
do.
Come on in and
Let's
stand
just
on
put
this
them,
end.
yeah, down by the flag.
Big smiles down there.
Sam's got the.
I'm the only one. No
Where's
pressure.
Brian?
That's a horse.
He's got a sick horse. He couldn't make it.
I got a sore toe.
So does Lane.
Maybe he needs a bill of sale for the horse.
Which one's Lisa's? I gotta read it, Sam.
Uh,
I know I'm.
Get out of the way.
Yeah.
I'll get out of the way.
Yes, you're not in.
Am I on the way?
Just
Okay. All right.
Oh, this is kind of,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, exactly
yeah.
on.
Nice.
Pete, step a little closer to her.
I'm reading this first.
You just don't say a lot
So does
of
she
big
repeat
phrases.
after me? Is
That'll
that the
sound
deal?
out some big
Yes.
words.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear to support and protect and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Montana, and that I will discharge my duties of my office as substitute Teton County Justice of the Peace with fidelity. That doesn't sound right.
Not justice of.
That's a
It needs
substitute.
to be,
Oh, sorry.
Just
needs to be
It's a typo.
good court.
Typo.
District Clerk of Court where it said.
Yeah,
Cross it out.
just say it.
Discharge the duties of my office as the District Clerk of Court.
I will.
Okay. Good enough? Is that good enough for everybody?
Enough for me.
What?
repeat after people.
That was-
You don't need to
Supposed to go.
repeat, you don't need to
I was
repeat.
supposed to, I can't
Yeah, this is not for me.
Especially when it isn't written right.
I'll fix
I'm
it.
not the substitute
I'll come down
judge
and sign
either.
the
I'll
right
fix it.
How many years?
one. 20, yeah.
20th year?
Fix it and we'll sign it.
Thank you.
Oh,
That
okay.
was
And
the last
this
one we
job,
did.
25 at the county.
25. Ooh, you're knocking on the door.
Oh, so
Some big words you had to say there, Judge. That's pretty brutal there.
At least you caught the air.
thank you.
Thank you guys already.
I started reading and I went. I want to listen
Well,
to
that
that.
concludes our
Okay, you are listening to the rest.
business, so, as far as the agenda goes, do you have any commission reports?
I do.
Okay.
We met with the Air Force. The Bellevue Road is falling apart.
Oh, yeah.
The calcium chloride mix was not done correctly. We met with the Air Force Tuesday morning. We spent half a day out there looking at it. They're gonna core sample it and give us recommendations of what we can do with it. I doubt that they're gonna give us any money, but they may. They're gonna look at it. They admit that it's not holding up. It should last for 10 years, and it didn't hold up for the first year. So we did that on Tuesday. And then I was watching the city council meeting Tuesday, and it was mentioned that Commissioner Dellwo is responsible for no progress being made in the law enforcement contract. It's been 5 months since their July 17th meeting. I've not been contacted by a council member or the mayor. I talked to the Choteau County. My opinion on the public safety levy is it would result in a tax shift to rural taxpayers. I will not support it. That leaves two options for the city council. This is a city issue. They can either contract with Teton County or they can start their own police department. And that's my opinion.
Very
That's
good.
all I got.
Thank you, Joe. And I don't have anything further than that. So, public notice,
Public comment?
public comments? Yeah.
You can go
yeah.
first.
Matt, go ahead.
Thanks. I appreciate your time, folks. Thanks for letting me speak. I wanted to make you and your constituents aware of a program for you to be able to give your tax dollars locally instead of to the state. It's a way to give your state income tax, Montana state income tax, directly to the school. There's a lot of ins and outs and facets to it, but that's the lion's share of the situation. The detriment to the program is you have to pay your state income taxes ahead of time. If you were to exercise this, we would have to, as a school, receive your donation amount by January 15th. So you're paying your state taxes ahead of time. The way the program works is you would simply provide us with your amount that you'd like to donate with some identifying factors which are represented on a card that the local Choteau printing press has made for us. And that is all you would have to do on your end. You don't need to sign in anything, you don't need to make a page, you don't have to fill out other forms. I just need identifying factors and a check. What we do on the school's end is we log that information on a portal online at 10 a.m. on the 15th of January. And what happens is there's a code. That code is emailed to the donator, and we have a record of that at the school. So then when you file your 25 taxes, you would use that tax code, and it's a credit for the amount that you donated to the school. That's the program. There's $6 million at stake statewide throughout the state of Montana, and that amount gets exhausted very quickly. For example, last year, $3.5 million was exhausted in 15 minutes. So from the school's end, we're going to be set and ready on the internet portal at 10 a.m. on January 15th to start plugging in these tax donation credits. Yes.
Matt, when was the deadline?
The 15th of January at 10 a.m. the portal opens. It would be very advantageous for us to have it beforehand, because then I can distribute these donations from highest to lowest so we can plug these in as quickly as possible to try to capture as much as we possibly can. This information is public, of course, but it's not very widespread. The program has existed for 4 or 5 years, and every year they add more money to the pot. This year there's $6 million, next year there's going to be 6.8, and it increases subsequently. If you donate more than you're paying taxes on for the 25 year, you could continue to use that credit in subsequent years afterward.
What's the maximum the school can receive?
$440,000 we have the opportunity of gaining.
And what's the maximum each donor can submit?
$50,000 for an individual and $200,000 for a business. That's the situation at hand. I just want to make you folks aware of it, and possibly your constituents if need be.
And the stuff's earmarked specifically for programs, right? But it relieves the general budget?
Good question, thank you. It's public as far as what school captured how much money, and for example, Great Falls last year got $500,000. Bozeman got $300,000. Lone Peak, Big Sky captured somewhere around the $200,000 to $300,000, I think. So I called those superintendents, asking them on what they're exactly doing with all that money. And the understanding that I'm receiving is it eases your general budget. I have boundaries of what I can spend this tax money for at the school, but what it does is anything that you're using your general budget for currently, you can use these tax monies for, and it puts a massive ease on your general budget for things like paying teachers more money, buying a boiler, which we desperately need, etc. down the list. So the tax credit money has sideboards on how to spend it. One is for career advancement, anything we're doing for kids for career advancement, CNA classes, semi-truck licensure, anything down the list that we're doing out of our general budget, I can spend that money on. Anything for children with disabilities, for example, we need to put a wheelchair lift in the auditorium right now, which is going to run about $15,000 to $20,000, which has to be done, which currently will be coming out of our general budget if I don't capture some tax credit money. There are a couple things that I have to spend that money on, but we put a massive ease on our general budget with these monies.
And you received how much for last year?
Last year we captured $32,000 by two donors.
Okay.
If there are any further questions, let me know. Diane Gallhan has been working with me on this. Tax accountants are very fully aware of this situation. A couple of questions I received on this is, well, what happens if I pay my taxes on a quarterly basis? Has no detriment to that at all. You know, for example, if you were to pay your taxes in March of 25, you use this tax credit code, and it'll start withdrawing out of that credit amount. So if there's the specific tax questions, I'm sure your accountant can help you with that. But
So I have a question. If you miss the January 15th deadline and you decide to do it later on in the year, can you do that and then it will kick in for the next year?
probably not, because once the $6 million cap is reached, they will not accept any more additions on the internet portal.
No more credits.
If I were to, last year the $5 million was exhausted in 5 days.
You only have the 1 day to enter everything, correct?
I have as long as I want to enter the information, enter the stuff in for donations until that cap is reached. Last year that cap was reached in 6 days.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Massive money.
Thanks, man.
Potential for a lot of money, it's just a lot of folks don't know about it.
Yeah, you're right.
The detriment is you gotta pay it ahead.
I have one of those cards.
Yes, sir.
That millionaire.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, thank you.
Right?
Thanks, Bob.
Yep, thank you guys.
What did the judge? He made
That's
one.
right.
Yeah, I didn't get one last night. So.
If you don't mind, I have other engagements. I appreciate your time. Thank you, folks.
Thanks, man.
Take care,
Matt.
Good job.
Lane, do you have?
Yeah, I do. I got,
Colored card.
I'm glad you touched on the Bellevue Road, because it is bad. It's horrible, and I don't know why they couldn't try to do something.
Well, the issue is that they're on it's a DAR road, they call it. It's a defense road. It's a missile road. The issue is that they have X amount of dollars and it's spread over a 10-year cycle.
Yeah, but why didn't the county try a little sooner?
We did try, even when Alan was the road superintendent, because we were aware that it wasn't done correctly. And they're not going to admit that it wasn't done correctly, but the company that did it went bankrupt right after this project.
Yeah, I'm
So
aware of
that
that.
left us with no option of going after after them independently of the Air Force. So the reality is we're stuck with the road. The good news is they'll be back in 2031.
I think the county's still gotta try to work on it.
Oh, no,
It's-
we're gonna, what they're gonna do, they're gonna come in and core sample the road and see. They think that maybe the calcium chloride may have migrated down, and we may have to grind it up to bring it back up. They're gonna core sample the road this spring, and they're gonna try to come up with recommendations of what can be done to fix
They're
it.
not gonna wait till spring to do the county. They're gonna try to do something now.
No, we're gonna, I mean, the calcium chloride's frozen, there's not a lot we can do.
How did they know? They haven't tried anything.
Well, we went in, when was it, September, with a couple road graders, tried to bring the surface back, and the crown on the road only lasted 4 days, which told us that the calcium chloride is not where it needs to be if it's still on the surface.
So it's bad sections,
Yep.
right? It's not the whole road. So they could try to do something on that
Immediately
road.
after they did it, I drove that road, and you know how calcium chloride sucks the moisture out of the air? There was black spots and white spots all over that road, which told me as a layman, I'm not an engineer, told me they did not mix it correctly when they applied it.
Well,
And
that's,
they won't even admit
That's-
that.
so that just solidifies my case. There's no calcium chloride, it's not hard there, that's where the bad spots are. The county should at least try. Good God, it's horrible.
Well, yeah, well,
I mean, they need to try.
we did try, we had a couple
No,
of
again,
days up there.
I don't, you know what, if it doesn't work, I get that. But you gotta keep trying to fix it and just put it on the taxpayers to live with it. And it's not just that road, and you guys know it. This has been gone bad since Ganya was on the interstate and got behind. You're gonna be a long time fixing this.
Yep.
At the taxpayers'
Yep.
expense.
Yep.
You need to try. And I went up to the shop, just so that, I went up to the shop and told them guys I was gonna come down and complain. So they need to try to do something soon, before we do get weather. I mean, seriously. And that, if somebody's coming down Grace Hill and they get to chattering sideways and there's some slick road, they're gonna be upside down.
Yep.
It's a dangerous situation right
From
now,
the,
so.
and the worst part is from the Ys.
Yeah, there's sections, they wouldn't have to do the whole road, they could try to fix them bad sections, at least try. I'm fine with that, because that's my biggest complaint. The county doesn't get better, they do the same shit, it doesn't work and it stays there. I'd like to see them try to get better, for sure, so. Enough said on that, I guess the other thing is, I have a bill, I really didn't plan on giving the county a bill, but you guys knew that you bought gravel from me, you told Ganya to pay it. He never did. The bill's in the office up at the courthouse. And so, basically in the past, the county could come in my place and ask to get in the gravel pit for a couple loads to fix a cattle guard or something. They'd call ahead, yeah, go ahead, you get it for free. So this bill goes back to, I believe, 18 and 2020. And it's back when you had end dumps. I talked to some of the guys driving the truck to try to put it together, because the bill's in the county shop up there, so it's way past due. I wouldn't care, but I'm not happy with the county, so they need to pay it. It's past due, way past due. And you guys knew about it, and you told him to do something, and you didn't follow up with it. You just let your taxpayer take a whipping. So, that's bullshit.
Yep, that's not.
It's not how you run a county or a business at all.
That's not how we do things.
Well, it damn sure is how you did it. So, the other thing is, Luke Peoples come in, and he went out and tried to do the hunt for or tried to do, the assessment of taxes so we could, on your cattle.
Yes.
And so,
Honorable damage
what's-
control.
so I didn't understand what he was telling me. He said he wouldn't get or you wouldn't get the information from on the assessment till,
The last time we went through that process, I went downstairs to Elaine and I had the information within a day. The fourth and fifth people I contacted the Department of Revenue, the email that they sent me said it could be up to 6 months before they give me the information. Because we need the information. The way that works, the owners of 51% of the cattle in the county, if they sign the petition, then we can do what we have to do. If we don't get 51% of the owners of 51% of the cattle, then it can't move forward. So I won't get that information. I may get it tomorrow. I may get it in April, I don't know. But we can't do anything until we have the information of the tax rolls of the owners of the cattle in Teton
So if I
County.
went down there and asked for last year's, they could give it to me?
There's no
When-
down there.
There's
When
nobody down there.
Elaine was here,
Oh,
we could.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's no longer the case. I ended up going to calling people in Helena, Townsend, and then I ended up back with a different department in Helena, and they've emailed me, but that's, the last email was they'll get it to me when they can, but they have up to 6 months to get it to me.
He had to do an official public record request.
Really?
We have the emails to show it.
I just left the Capitol yesterday.
So when I get the
You want us to
information,
copy?
I should have.
and I've been in contact with Luke, and I explained the same situation to him. When I get the information, then we'll let the public know that we're moving forward if we do have the signatures of the owners of 51% of the cattle in the county. So that's where that's at.
You hope it don't take 6 months till after Calvin. Pay your taxes. Anyway, that's a
And that would be an assessment.
disappointing.
That would be an assessment, and the reason why they have it set up that way, it's the same as the sheep have been, it's an assessment on a per head.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, what do you know about the new ID thing with cattle that they're trying to advertise that it's gonna change your capital assessment? Does it affect the counties?
I don't know.
You sure? Because they're gonna give you, they're gonna take it off of something if you pay another buck. You know anything about it?
No.
It's in the new farm bill, it's IED tags that they're trying to push into mandating every cattle,
Oh,
all
really?
cattle across the United States.
And they're
I
trying to
haven't
sell
heard
it,
anything about it.
they're trying to sell it as takes it off your per capita tax.
Okay.
Isn't that disturbing?
Well, I don't know, we haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, I can't believe that it would.
I'll get the
the state
information.
of- I can't believe that the state of Montana isn't still gonna tax your cattle.
Well, they're the ones driving it, so I'm not sure about
Well,
where the
yeah.
money's going either, but I'm worried about my county is what I thought maybe you guys would know more.
Haven't heard anything.
It's gonna be a big thing.
Yeah. Well, sorry about that, I don't know anything about it.
I'll get some more information back. Anyway, that's all I got.
Okay, well, thanks, Lane.
You bet. See you guys.
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yep, thank you.
Don't trip.
Brian, do you have anything further?
I have nothing.
Okay, Ken?
I'm gonna put a weight on it.
Well, everybody have a safe Merry Christmas.
Will
Happy
do.
New Year.
Same to you.
Okay. Call this meeting adjourned.